Yeah.
That is, I mean, that's like quintessential sound of hyperpop, basically.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that song is fantastic. That's like such a hype. There's so much cool stuff happening in like a minute. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly feel like, obviously punk is still a thing, but I feel like hyperpop is kind of like the next generation of the punk movement in a way, because it's got these really short, very bombastic songs that are just aggressive and probably would turn a lot of people off. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I agree with that. And like they're just pushing the boundaries of like what is what and not really following any rules. I honestly don't even really know what Oldfield's saying in their part, but I don't care. It's awesome. And like I love it. The sound, it's weird and like makes me want to listen over and over and over again. And that's what I've done with this song, like just over and over. The whole thing is so hype.
It's one of those things where again, you have to, like, they're abusing these effects in such a way that you have to know what you're doing in order to abuse them this effectively.
Yes. That's a great way of putting it.
You're throwing auto-tune and, you know, these crazy reverbs and this distortion, and like it should sound bad, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like there's a way that it almost like it's a bunch of things that like don't work together that you're just forcing into, you know, one thing, and somehow it like there has to be an artistic vision there, or else it wouldn't work, because it's like the illusion of randomness, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how like that transition from Oldfield to Masakio. I have no idea. Like I can't even, like when I'm listening to it, I can't comprehend what's happening because it just happens so fast and it's so good. And like I would never think to do that. And like I don't know how they did it, and it's so cool. It might be my song of the year, so we'll see.
I mean, it's pretty early in the year, but it is definitely a very interesting, very, very cool hype song. So which one of these did you say was from like around you, from kind of your area?
Masakio.
Misaki.
And he was the second verse.
Okay, yeah, that was. I'd have to listen to it again, honestly. Like these types of songs are really fun, but also like it's really hard to get anything in depth to say on them because they're only a minute long, so you don't have a whole lot of time to like process your thoughts. It's just kind of you you get abused by something for like a minute, and then you're like, okay, now what can I say about this?
Yeah, I consider that too when I was playing it, but it's such a good song and it covers, like, I think it's a big influence for me right now. So it felt so, I just felt right. I just had to play it. It's so good.
Well, that's one of the things, like, to peel back the curtain a little bit on like how I choose what songs I'm gonna play for a specific episode, is I kind of go between stuff that I just think is cool and then also stuff that I think will foster more of a conversation. And I try to find a balance of those where, like, you know, I'll have one super crazy song that we're probably just gonna vibe to and not have a whole lot to say about, and then try and choose something that's a bit more in depth, has a lot more layers and, you know, that kind of stuff to it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just good. And like, it's just nice to just talk about like why you like it.
Exactly. You don't have to necessarily know why. You just have to know it's good. I like it.
Absolutely.
So my next song is by an artist called Strawberry Season. And I found them on Instagram because they commented on one of the highlight videos from a previous episode that I posted. And I always just, anytime an artist engages with my stuff, I like to try to check out their stuff, because, you know, obviously we're all on social media to try and, you know, convert people to listen to our stuff that we're making. And so I feel like that's kind of the trade back, you know. And they are a alt-pop band from Texas that have a really, really cool groove to them. This song is called Hattily, and it is their most recent single from 2021.